right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Always interesting being up in New Hampshire, Watkins Glen, where they do both the Canadian anthem and the national anthem. The only national anthem. I kid somewhat, but finally about to get things underway. We haven't gotten the command yet to start engines, so it might still be 15 minutes or so before we go green. But while we're waiting, we'll go ahead and get our leaderboard set up. As soon as I looked up here at the leaderboard, their starting positions, the first thing that jumped out to me is just who's going to stop that 11 truck today. You know, Lane Riggs is always a contender to be that guy. But my goodness, is it difficult to do. All right. Oh. All right. Yeah, let's fix this leaderboard here. The top 3 are top 5 in points. Yeah, we're going to be looking at the bubble. I don't think it's as tight as last week after Stuart Friesen had an awful race last week. He went from being in to now being under by quite a bit. Kind of a worst case scenario for Stuart Friesen. Later, I might go live for the IROC race. I don't know if IROC publishes their data live. I don't think they do anywhere. But they might be using the IndyCar transponder. So if they are, we could go live over here with the leaderboard. But what I might do, I don't know if you're over on the Discord with us, Justin. But what I might do is go live just with the race. Just stream the race on my Discord. Because they're not showing the IROC race on TV today. Not showing it live. They are going to show it tomorrow morning on FS1, I believe. So I might get the Fox 1 plan. That's the only way to watch the IROC races today. That's right, Michael. I was there. We do not have the 72. We need to grab his. Need to grab his number. But it's not a big problem. All right, what's the weather look like in New Hampshire? Loudon. Precipitation, pretty low chance. Maybe a scattered shower, but pretty good right now. Let me look. Now we're pretty clear. A few scattered showers to the southeast, but nothing really to the west. We should be good. Good to see you, Double A. So what I was saying, if you guys just joined in and missed it, I don't think IROC shares their data live, their live scoring, unless they're using the IndyCar transponders. We won't be able to receive their data. So what I might do is I may just stream the IROC race on my Discord, like the actual race itself. So if anybody's interested, I might do that. I think that's at like 2 and 3 or something. I don't know. IROC race time. Yeah, one is at 2 Central, 3 Eastern, and the other one's an hour later. So it actually might be during this race. If that happens, I mean, I guess I could just throw it up there anyway. So if you guys have Discord on your phones or computers, whatever, maybe here in an hour and a half, I throw the IROC race on. Yeah, they're going to do 2 races. I think they're 2 20-minute races. So there's one at 3 Eastern and one at 4 Eastern. So if you miss one, see the other one. And then they are going to rebroadcast it tomorrow on FS1 if you do miss it. But it's Jeff Gordon, man. If he could win one of these races in DC, I mean, wow. That'd be another career accomplishment. Yeah, Jeff Gordon's in the race. Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace, Bobby Labonte, I think, Kurt Busch. A lot of guys. A lot of big names. A lot of big NASCAR names. The final countdown. It says I already have an account with Fox One. I don't have an account with these people. I'm gonna go ahead and get my account set up. That way we can just watch it immediately. All right. Yeah, we have Fox One good to go, baby. I just have to wait on this ARCA race to start. Confirm my zip code. Matt Kenseth, I'm not sure who the rest of the people are in the race. 250 Grand Prix. Let's see. Freedom 250. Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, Bobby Labonte, Rusty Wallace, Bill Elliott, alongside Tony Kanaan, Helio Castroneves, Dario Franchitti. Yeah, I don't know who else, but those are the names listed on the IROC website. So that looks about what it is. I think they're also doing an autograph session today. So if you happen to be in the area, you could stop by, meet these people. I don't think my sister's still there, but she's been in DC the last few days. Be cool if she could do that. They did a track walk a day or two ago, and apparently she got something for me. I don't know. I don't read her text messages often. I just kind of okay, get the gist and move on. Good little racetrack. We'll be live whenever they finally start the broadcast. Oops. Accidentally closed it. Michael's talking to the wrong people. That's hilarious. Great start to the race. Let's hope the race is easy to find on here. Right now they don't have it listed. All right, cars are on track. I need to grab I think the 72's number. Yeah. Let's go refresh. Live leaderboard. This is a reminder, if you're a member of the NASCAR Fan Rewards program, to check in and receive your points for today's race. Might as well. All right, let's scroll. Downloads. There we go. Check this out. 72. Got his number added. Pretty generic looking number, but we won't judge too much. So we're going to have a lot of racing going on here. We have the truck race. Cup guys were on track today. We have IndyCar practice today, qualifying, and the 2 IROC races. There's a lot of racing to keep up with. 2 of those events are going to overlap. I think halfway through this race, they're going to run the first IROC race, and then we'll tune into the second one as well. All right, I think we may be live this time by going green. I have 3 screens open, all this different stuff going on. And when the IROC race starts, that's going to complicate things. We're going to have a good time. Hoping for a good race here. Really overcast. Be interesting how that impacts the grip level today. All right, a weird start. Already cars way out of line. Lane Riggs with a slight advantage into 1. Luke Baldwin. It's typically the Frankie Muniz truck. It's a big stack up on the start. We didn't even make one green flag lap. Oh dear. I open up the truck Twitter page. All right. '98, some pretty big damage to the rear end of that truck too. That's Jake Garcia. So big stack up on the, off the rip there. Wonder if that's Mozak that really got into the back of the 98. Big stack up. Luke Baldwin starting in the tail end of the field. I don't know if he crossed the finish line before he wrecked. I think he slid across the line backwards. That's rough when you can't even make the corner. That's wild. Well, more pace laps for us. We ran about 300 yards and that was it. So, Luke, it doesn't look like they'll be done for the day. It didn't look like that car had a crazy amount of damage. Maybe they can just stay out and maybe hope for someone else to crash. We'll see. That's not a fast truck anyways, but starting 2 laps down already, that's rough with pretty good body damage on the front end of that truck. So it was the 7. Connor Mozak plowed into the back of Jake Garcia. But I don't see a ton of damage on the front end of the 7. On the a weird stop and go. For today's race so far, I think I'm going to order some food. It's a Saturday. We're nearing the fall. And this is what, the second to last Saturday of August. So we're approaching college football season. I think that means I should purchase Chick-fil-A. I think that is a great idea. Yes. Grab the waffle fries. Excellent idea. And for my heart's sake, I am not going to grab Dr. Pepper. I'm just going to get a sweet tea. Lower caffeine. Let's grab some Polynesian sauce. Good stuff. Then we get a Chicken sandwich. And I say, no pickles. Add. There we go. I spent 90 minutes at Top Golf earlier. I think that's why I'm so hungry right now. It's just all I can think about is food. Kurt Busch and IROC race. That's right. We were just talking about that, Michael. We're going to stream that live on the Discord. If it doesn't lag this stream. Because the first IROC race is going to start while this race is still running. All right, Riggs to the lead. Honeycutt just not firing off well. Connor Zilich in the field today. I didn't notice that. I did know Bell was in the field. Bell was supposed to race last week. Backed out of it after the truck race got rain delayed. But here he is at one of his better tracks. So we'll keep an eye on Bell and see if he can move up through the field this week. Big boss here, Stuart Friesen. 10th right now. He needs stage points today horribly. I actually need to look at the points battle there and see what it looks like. So let's open up the other tab. Let's go to the standings page for trucks. So the cut line right now, 20 points. 20 points between Ankrum and Friesen. So if Stuart Friesen gets stage points here, he can start working away at that gap. Tyler Ankrum, 16th right now. I mean, Friesen needs probably 5 stage points in stage 1 and stage 2, and then finish 10 spots ahead of Ankrum. That's a lot to ask. 20 points, I mean, that's a pretty big gap. Friesen falling out of the top 10 on that last lap. Lane Riggs with our Xfinity fastest lap right now. Must have just been run on the very last lap, or the transponders just haven't picked it up yet. I don't know. According to my leaderboard, Zilich has the fastest lap, but on TV they're showing Riggs with it. So maybe just Zilich isn't eligible, so they don't count his lap time. That's my guess. Bell's working through the field pretty well right now. Keep an eye on him. 4/10 back from his car owner. And a 30.9, but he's in traffic, so that's not too bad. Faster than a lot of the guys in front of him. Ankrum's moving on up. So Bell up 6 spots. John Hunter Nemechek up 5. They have some passing here early on. Oh, there it is. Lane Riggs best lap 30.3. Not bad. Oh no! John Hunter Nemechek gets into the turn a little hot. Delivers a little tap. A little tap from John Hunter Nemechek to Landon Lewis. And sent the 45 truck into the outside wall. That's our second caution for incident. That's some pretty big damage. John Hunter Nemechek is not the brightest guy. Been driving over his head a lot lately. In the Cup Series, and now he comes down here to the Truck Series, and he takes out the 45. I'll go back and look at the points. Let's see where Landon Lewis is. I don't think he's in our top 10. '22nd in points. So, I mean, it's not like it's going to affect very much, but he will lose a couple spots in points most likely. Corey DeJoy still in the race. Chris Wright as well. They're all tied for 22nd in points. You never like to see a Cup guy drop down to a lower series and cause a wreck. That's just sloppy. Finally got it out. So this is a replay of our first incident. This was the lap 1 incident. From the Craftsman Truck Series Twitter page. So a big stack up. That's the first thing I noticed. Usually only notice moves like this before the start finish line if there's a big stack up and it was multiple cars deep. But that's not where the incident happens. I mean, they race off into the corner fine. You know, we're seeing, okay, you know, here we go. Oh, Lane Riggs a little gap. And what I was wondering here is Lane Riggs going to get the power down and take the lead off of 2? Then they change the camera over here. And there's Luke Baldwin. A lot of damage on that 33, but I believe they're able to get it back running. He's several laps down, though. But if the 45 got enough damage there, maybe he can gain a spot here. It's just rough. He didn't even make the start-finish line. They don't replay it here. But he had already spun before he crossed the start-finish. So, I mean, talk about not getting laps in. And he's still going to be out there, but he's going to be out there in an injured car already, or an injured truck, and it's already a slow truck, so you're going to be even further off the pace. Not the best experience to gain. All right, 1:05. 55 minutes until the IROC race starts. Trying to keep an eye on that. I don't want to forget and miss the race. It's going to be a short one, 20 minutes. And then a 40-minute break and a second 20-minute race. So they're playing a Busch Light commercial right now, and it's about a snake. I was walking my dog late last night. And if I'm ever going to sleep in a little bit, even just a little bit, I'll walk my dog really late just to make sure he's not going to have an accident before I get up. And I went out there, and it's really dark. Not much light, especially where I was walking, black asphalt. So you're not getting light reflecting off the ground either. And I look over in the curb, edge of the road, and there's about a 6-foot long snake and a pretty decent girth on it. Just sitting there staring at us. Let's go this way. My dog kept trying to go over to it, too. He never saw it, but something was calling him over there. Just made my skin crawl. I mean, I was looking at every blade of grass after that. It's probably the biggest snake I've seen since I've moved over here. Not a fan. Not a fan. The snakes, the spiders. All the creepy crawlies. All right, coming back to green here. Lane still getting good restarts on the outside, but Zilic trying his hardest to get a good launch on that inside. He's going to slot into second, but Caden Honeycutt's going to look to the inside. So we're still side by side for second place. Honeycutt drove it in deep. Zilic going to give him room there. Zilic not able to get clear on corner exit. Honeycutt's really aggressive there on the inside. Daniel Hemrick, though, going to follow Zilic, help him through. So Zilic now clear for second. Now Hemrick and Honeycutt side by side for third. So 2 quick cautions in today's race. We'll see if we can stay green here for a little bit. All right, Honeycutt able to muscle by. Get to the inside. So now the top 5 have single filed out. Probably all of the top 10 single filed out. Now Bell looking to enter the top 10 here. Jake Garcia in 10th still with that damaged truck. A lot of damage in the back of that 98, but it hasn't impacted it very much. And the car, or the truck itself isn't really bowed out very far on the left side. I'm not sure what the right side looks like. As long as the spoiler angle isn't affected too much, I mean, that damage doesn't impact that truck too much. Got very lucky there. Regan Smith doing a good job on the call today. That was a good little breakdown he just did. I just realized, Jamie Little is not in the booth. Reason continuing to fall back. Majeski's to the inside. Gonna try to pass. John Hunter Nemechek also closing in. Things are not going well for that 52. The chase field's pretty set right here, unless something really bad happens to Ankrum. All right, 30 laps to go in the stage. All right, John Hunter gonna try to help Friesen. Didn't really help him that much. Man. Majeski just got ganged up on by 2 Toyotas. See how aggressive John Hunter is. It's a fellow Toyota here. One that is trying to get into the chase. I don't know if he's going to make it here. not in position for stage points. Bell has moved into the top 10, though. I was keeping my eye on that, how far he was going to move up in this first stage. Just ran his fastest lap of the race, 30.727. It's on 25 lap old tires, not bad. And you know, if they're able to work on it a little more under this upcoming caution period, he may have a competitive truck. I mean, one that can actually contend. We'll see. Bell up to 9th now. Less than a second back from Infinger. Might pick off 8th place as well. Still plenty of time. He could end up in the top 5 by the end of this stage. We'll see if he can keep on working his way forward. I think that's the big story right now. John Hunter not able to move up and get around Friesen. Majeski back to the inside of John Hunter. Right here, Hemrick and Honeycutt still fighting. They've been going at it since the restart, pretty much. But now it's the opposite. Honeycutt's on the outside, Hemrick's on the inside. Still some good battles here on track. Hemrick got close to Honeycutt there. Good run here. So Hemrick cleared a 2nd place. Really good run through 1 and 2. Gonna gap Honeycutt by probably a couple car lengths there. Now Giovanni Ruggiero looking to the inside of Honeycutt. Not going to be able to clear here, but they're close. I mean, 3 trucks stacked up. That's Honeycutt, Gio, and Chandler Smith all under a blanket. And that's pulling Tristan McKee into this battle somewhat. McKee, definitely a promising prospect for Spire. They're going to try to hold on to him, I'm sure. Connor Zilic is close to Riggs. I don't know if Riggs is going to hold on for this stage win. The gap is 2/10 right now between Riggs and Zilic. Battle for the lead is very close right now. Bell 4/10 back from Infinger. We'll see if he can make that pass here in a few laps. Zilic is there. He was looking to the inside. Not going to be able to stay alongside of him on corner exit, so it might be another couple laps. But Zilic is there, and we still have 22 laps to go in the stage. Plenty of time. And these guys are both 4.5 seconds ahead of 3rd place Daniel Hemrick. So no pressure from the rear. These guys can settle it one-on-one. But let's keep an eye on this. We're running 30.7s. We have guys that are 20.6 seconds back, running 31.7s. So before the end of this stage, we're probably going to hit some pretty thick lap traffic. Just keep an eye on that. Bell's kind of stalled out. Bell and Infinger, they're both losing time to the leader. Oh, but Bell got a good run there. Only 2/10 back. When we come back from commercial, Bell might have moved up to 8th. Keep an eye on that through this commercial break. A commercial for the NASCAR Fan Rewards program. I can't recommend it enough. You might as well join if you tune in every week for these races. Get free stuff, free tickets, free merchandise, free gift cards, just from clicking a button every week. Couldn't be easier. Zilic looking to the inside. He's going to make the pass on Riggs. Kind of ran him up about a half lane of the track. So move the 71 into the lead. Even though the leaderboard's frozen right now. The Fox leaderboard has completely frozen. Okay. When they went to commercial break, the leaderboard just stopped updating. But Zilich to the lead. Riggs now already losing time to Zilich. .30.6 that last time around. Pretty good lap there from Zilich. Let's look towards the back of the pack. Running 31.9s. It's almost a full second faster, or that was over a full second faster. 31.9, 30.6. So we are going to be coming up on lap traffic within the next 10 laps. Really close battles further back in the pack. About 6 cars within, 7 cars within 10 car lengths of each other. I mean, that's a pretty close group of guys. Let's see, who are these guys? So it's pretty much Bell through maybe Ben Rhodes. I mean, it's a lot of guys. All right. Zilich getting around the outside of the 33. They put Humpty Dumpty back together. Truck doesn't look too bad. Pretty good shape to it there. And laps down, so has a 2-lap advantage over the 45 of Landon Lewis. He's not going to get a free pass here, though. Spencer Boyd's going to go down a lap here very soon. And our leader might lap up into the 20s. Depends on how well Zilich is able to make it through traffic, but if this stage was 10 laps longer, I mean, he would lap half the field right here. Good to see you, Hamlin fan. I don't know if you're in the Discord with us, but I was saying earlier, we are probably going to try to stream the IROC race over on the Discord because I don't think they provide the scoring, so we can't go live here. And that race starts in 40 minutes, so we wouldn't be able to stream it anyway on YouTube because we don't have the data, number one. Number two, we're live for this already. So I'm probably just going to do a screen share over on Discord. So if you're over there with us on Discord and you want to see the IROC race, then we'll try to do that. If it makes this stream lag, we'll have to not do that. But as long as everything works, we'll just have it over there. I won't be talking in the Discord, but you guys will be able to watch it. I'm just going to have to juggle like 10 different windows. Zilich to a 2.5-second lead right now. 30.9 right now. Less than a second to fall off, so the tires are pretty hard today. Not the best tire they could have brought. Now, maybe it's because it's overcast and it's not as hot as they thought it could be, but yeah, this isn't a great tire they brought today. The tire they brought last week to the Cup race was just perfect. It's like 4 seconds of fall off over a run. It was great. We're pretty much through a full run here, closing in on one, and it's less than a second to fall off at the front of the pack. Oh, already lapping some guys here. Still 10 laps to go in the stage, so as we were thinking, I mean, Zilich probably going to lap up here into the high 20s. Oh, yeah, the modified race is later. I forgot about that. I think we'll have the scoring for that. I don't know if it's worth... I don't think it's worth going live here on YouTube. I don't think anyone would tune in, but we could go live for the modifieds maybe. If my wife's not home yet. That could be fun. I think it's going to be a really good race. The modifieds almost always put on a good race. Riggs is closing the gap back to Zilich. Probably because Zilich is in traffic trying to pass through these guys. That's my guess. But Riggs somewhat closed the gap that last lap. Seems like maybe Zilich was getting held up there by the 22. They've already lapped Chris Wright. See that update in a second. Zilich getting it done. Where is Bell? We haven't kept an eye on him. Yeah, he got around Infinger finally. Side by side with Tristan McKee. So Bell could potentially end this stage just outside the top 5. Bell really close to just getting into the left rear of Tristan McKee. Bell gonna clear here, so Bell into 6th. He can see 5th place, but McKee's gonna somewhat cross him over. So McKee back to the inside of Bell. Really good battle here for 7th place. And that's gonna hold up Bell, so Bell not able to go after Gio Ruggiero there. The 77, Tristan McKee drove it in really deep to 3. Gonna have to tuck in behind Bell. Bell gonna somewhat defend into the corner here with this line. All right, now he can go back and maybe run down Giovanni Ruggiero. I don't know. Takes a few laps to set up a pass. He's looking, though. About 2 car lengths back. So Bell, he's going to make it interesting for the top 5 in this first stage. Moved up a lot. Caden Honeycutt back to 29th. What happened? Caden Honeycutt started on the front row. Back to 29th right now. That truck is killed. K-I-L-T. Colin Braun going down a lap. Caden Honeycutt down a lap. Caden Honeycutt started on the front row. We had 2 restarts. It's not like we had a really, really long run. Down a lap. And he may not even get the free pass here. Brendan Queen's going to go down a lap. And Colin Braun got by Caden Honeycutt. So Caden Honeycutt's going to be trapped a lap down going into stage 2. Oh my goodness. I went into today thinking Caden's probably just going to win. Obviously there's several contenders, but the 11 truck is so good. It was good last year. It's good this year. And I don't know what happened. That truck just fell off a cliff. That's crazy. Riggs is staying a 1.5 seconds behind Zilich. A little below a 1.5 seconds right now. So that 34 truck's not done yet. Not by a long shot. They're getting through traffic at about the same pace. So Zilich might be a little bit better in the short to medium. And then seems like the trucks somewhat equalize out the later they go, potentially. All right, 1 lap to go in the first stage. Connor Zilich, future driver of the 48 car, the Ally Chevrolet. Going to come around and take stage 1. He also has the Xfinity fastest lap, so Good day so far for Mr. Connor Zilic. Bell up into the top 5. Keep an eye on Mr. Bell. So at the end of the stage, he's still running through traffic. I guess they're both somewhat in traffic. Only 2/10 off the leader. Started further back, maybe they can adjust on it a bit more. And, Bell was fighting his way up through the field that whole time. Maybe, potentially, they can find a few more tenths in this truck, and Bell can make a run to the front of this field. Whoever's up there at the front, I hope they keep it interesting. Good race so far for the 72. John Hunter fell off a bit there at the end. Lost several spots. He's running around the back half, or the top half of the top 15. He was battling Majeski for the longest time and slid back to 19th there at the end. Hayden Honeycutt, that I have no clue what happened to that truck, but my goodness. They need help. Started on the front row, and in 55 laps, they lost the lead lap. All right. I'll be right back. We're in a commercial break here for our stage 1 break. When we get back, we will see who gets out of the pits first. All right. We are back. Haven't come down pit road yet, so we should see pit stops this time by. We're already on lap 4 of stage 2. So this will be a shorter stage than stage 1. So we may not see many more guys go down a lap here. But maybe if we get a green run all the way to the end of stage 2, maybe we put a few more guys a lap down. All right, everyone on the lead lap coming down this time by. Pit road is busy. All right, can that 71 crew keep the lead for Connor Zilic? What is going on here in pit road? Gavin Boschel, I think that's who it was, just stopped on pit road. That was really weird. So Jake Garcia up 8 spots on pit. 8 spots on pit road. I don't know how he did it. Must have taken 2 or something. Lane Riggs gonna hold his spot. Chandler Smith up 1. Zilich losing 3. So Zilich not able to hold the lead there. I think Jake Garcia took 2. Might be a good call. We'll see. All right. We'll see you, Hamlin fan. Just on the Advil commercial. I don't understand why you would buy brand name Advil over generic ibuprofen. So, interesting manufacturer split here. Top 3 after the pit cycle, all Fords. It's a good day for the blue ovals. We had a bow tie out front there. Did not hold. Bell dropped the spot during the pit cycle, so Jake Garcia jumped him. His crew didn't do a bad job. I think Jake just either didn't take tires or gambled on 2. Someone was stopped on pit road. I don't know who that was. That was wild. They just stopped before their box and waited on someone else to finish their stop. What are you doing? And then Justin Haley, that's who else I wanted to point out. That's about the best we've seen a Ford run all season. And I know they just came off pit road, but 10th for a Ram. We also have one in 14th. That's outstanding. We only have one Ram off the lead lap, so pretty good day for the Ram trucks. Not terrible. What did you say, Rusty? So you said sup, fam. Rusty, your comment auto-translated to family soup. Family soup. I don't know what language that is, but apparently YouTube thought it was important enough to auto-translate that. All right, Regan Smith going to be behind the wheel of one of these Ram trucks. Probably that 25. That should be fun. All right, pace car on the pit road. And Jay Garcia hold the lead here. So Garcia did take 2. That's confirmed. Lane ran. Oh my goodness. We almost went 4 wide for the lead there. Bell going to get really loose there. Probably going to lose a couple spots in the chaos. Riggs way up the track in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just overdrove both corners really bad. Garcia was able to hold the lead there. Still have 44 laps to go in the stage. So that's going to be a long time to hold on. We had about a second to a second and a half fall off on the tires during the last run. So we know he's at a bit of a disadvantage with the old left sides. But maybe not that much. But what will it be like by the end of this stage, though? Old right sides and extremely old left sides? I don't know. Still, it's trying to pass his way back up to the front. Side by side with Gio Rogero. And Chandler Smith and Lane Riggs are side by side. Riggs doesn't seem like he has the truck he did in stage 1. Overdrove the corner on both ends of the track. Off the restart. Not able to get by a car with old left side tires. And on top of that, he's just way up the track still. Good to see you, Jason. You're drinking a Ty Gibbs juice. Very nice. Very nice, Jason. I approve. I have a big box of them in the refrigerator, but I'm trying to lay off the caffeine, be a bit easier on my heart. I am eating Chick-fil-A. Yeah, some days a Ty Gibbs juice is what you need to make it. Haley and LaJoy both able to hold their track position relatively well. So a good day for these two Ram trucks so far. Rusty says he's at the Taco Bell drive-thru. I've been wanting Taco Bell like the last month and a half, and I just never go. I can be right down the road from when I just still don't go. One day I'll return. So it's 1:43. The IROC race is about to begin in 17 minutes. Oh, Nathan's at New Hampshire. I hope he enjoys it. One of the very few races we have in the Northeast. All right, Zilich able to clear Lane Riggs. Zilich now 2 seconds back from Chandler Smith. All right. Let's see what Zilich can do over the course of this commercial break. Can he close in on Jake Garcia? And how far off the pace are these guys? Colin is 17 seconds back. We're only 22 laps into this run. So they're losing some ground pretty quickly. 41.6. So a full second off the pace already. So within 15 laps, we'll probably see guys start to go. Caution, maybe. We are under caution. Problems for the 76. Looks like he backed it into the fence. Smacked the left side, maybe. So trouble for Spencer Boyd. I was already talking about lap traffic, and guess who? Caden Honeycutt back on the lead lap. I was trying to see half the field goal lap down, but whatever. Whatever. Just disappoint me. So 23 laps in. I'm not sure how many guys or if anyone's going to come in here. If you're further back, you know, if you're one of these guys, you might as well come take some fresh tires. These guys are so far off the pace. Even on fresh tires, they're 7/10 off the pace. I mean, just rough. Jason says he'll be on here for the Cup race tomorrow. Monday's going to post on Facebook and see who wants to donate some birthday money. There you go. Hopefully it's a good one. Closing in on fall. You kind of have that birthday right at the tail end of the summer. College football, NFL, everything right around the corner. And I guess if you're into preseason stuff, NFL is already going. If you pay any attention to that. All right, I'm going to step away. I'll be right back. Now, Zell's a good thing to use. $965 off TCL 98-inch TV. It's a big TV. All right. Jake Garcia not able to stay on the front row, but that's going to open the door massively for Zillage. Zillage to the outside of Chandler Smith, going to roll the high side really well. Not able to clear here. Chandler Smith still to the inside of Zillage. That was Chick-fil-A. During the course of that yellow flag, I had all 10 nuggets and a chicken sandwich. I put it down, baby. I put it down. Doing pretty well. It's been a good race so far. And the IROC race starts in 8 minutes. We're going to be streaming that on the Discord. If it works. I hope it works. Venmo Cash App is king. They take a small percentage, then it's a third party. Zelle is backed by all the major U.S. banks, and it's included with your bank account. So Zelle, in my opinion, is the better way to do it. Just send it directly from your bank account. But, I mean, I've used Venmo for years. I've used Cash App a couple times, but I used to use Venmo for stuff, and then I moved to Zelle pretty much completely. No Discord here, don't know how it works. Well, you make an account, and then I send you a link, and then you click on the link, and you join, and then you have Discord then. It's like if Skype, if you ever use Skype, if it had like more features. Not too bad. But the IROC race is not going to be shown on television live. But if you have a Fox One account, you can watch it. So I went ahead and got a Fox One account. So if you guys are interested, then we can watch that together. Zach's not doing too well. Says he has a cold. So Zillage out front with the lead right now, but Chandler Smith has kept him really close. That 38 truck may be... I think the 38 truck is better right now. Zillage might be making the difference here. For whatever reason, when we have a bunch of Cup guys in the field, Chandler Smith just turns it on. Absolutely. All right, Jason. We'll see you. Rusty says he has a Cash App card. Steal. I like how a lot of cards have gone metal. Just feels a little more premium. I think a few of my cards are metal now. Although I need to add a PIN to my debit card. I don't have one right now, so whenever it asked me to put in a pin that just the payment fails. Is this the truck race? This is the truck race. All right, let me go ahead and open up Fox 1. I need to keep an eye on this just so we don't miss the IROC race. Said it was at 2. There it is. Hooray! Next up, my event starts soon. Okay, let's go to the Discord. Let's click General and then mute my mic. All right, so we have the IROC race streaming now over on Discord. Yeah. Drive safe, Rusty. Zach says it's thundering in Williamstown, Kentucky. I was up in Nashville this week for a convention or a conference, yeah. And saw a really good storm there. That was Wednesday night. Saw a really good storm. And then we had a storm of the year. Great little electrical storm. It was like 3 hours of straight lightning. It was great. Some pretty hard rain too for parts of it. So I had 2 nights in a row where I didn't get much sleep because I was just watching the lightning. It's great. Beautiful racetrack there in DC. Wish you guys could see this. But, you know, if any of you guys have Discord and want to join, if you're not a member of our Discord, I could send an invite. Jeff Gordon starting 7th in IROC Race 1. My attention's going to be very split for the rest of this. Zilic still holding the lead, but Chandler Smith is only 3/10 back. Bell up to 4th. Really close to getting by Riggs. Let's see, maybe Bell can follow him. I don't know. Riggs is kind of pulling away from Bell right now. So Bobby Labonte starting in 1st. Bill Elliott 2nd. Tommy Kendall 3rd. Tony Kanaan 4th. 5th, Kurt Busch. 6th, Helio Castroneves. 7th, Jeff Gordon. 8th, Rusty Wallace. So that's our race 1 lineup. There's only 8 guys. They didn't bring all the cars out. That's so cool. This is going to be awesome. Watching these. Oh, my stream just froze. There we go. These IROC guys running around our nation's capital. And then tomorrow we're going to have not just the Cup race, we're also going to have the Freedom 250, the IndyCar race over on Fox. So we may go live for that if it doesn't conflict with the Cup race. If it does, I'll just have to prioritize the NASCAR race. All right, Jeff Gordon starting from the last row. Only 20 minutes, so I don't think he's going to have time to get up there and battle for the lead here. There are some wide portions to the road course that they're racing at today. But it's still really difficult to make a pass on a street course. So they're going to do one 20-minute race, and then at 4 p.m. they're going to do another 20-minute race. Still leading. They have a 3-second advantage over Riggs. Riggs is equal, if not faster, than Zillage. So Chandler Smith's truck fired off very well, but here at the very end of the stage, falling off a bit. Ankrum almost going down a lap this stage. Looks like he's going to do just enough to stay on the lead lap here. They're going to do two 10-lap races. Starting order for race 1 determined by random draw. Starting order in race 2 is inverted. That's what they just said. Gordon with the HendrickCars.com in-car camera. That's so cool. All right, 3 laps to go in the stage, and our IROC race is about to go green. Which with about the biggest gap he's had over Chandler Smith. But Riggs either running equal times or sometimes running a bit better than... Does Hendrick cars become Gordon cars? I would say probably not. I wonder if Jeff Gordon does have investment stake in the Hendrick Cars company, though. All right, last lap of the stage. Zillage, smooth sailing. And green flag on our IROC race. Question said, is DD12 our IROC savior? I don't think so. I checked DD12 earlier and I didn't see the link for it. I had to buy a membership to Fox 1 just so I could see this race live. Oh, wow. DD12 does have... Wow. Thank you, DD12. Thank you so much. Hey, happy for everybody else, but they didn't have it up there earlier. That's why I went through the whole rigmarole of getting a membership. Slacking, DD12. Slacking. They're slacking. Thankfully, I have a 3-day free trial, so I can still cancel this afterwards I just have to remember. I'm a little annoyed that DD12 didn't have it on their schedule. I mean, it's not that they were late just, like, streaming it, but it was only an hour ago that I checked, and it wasn't up there. So they may have just not planned to stream this one, and last second they were like, okay, whatever, we'll do it. But, I mean, if they could have just been a little quicker, and then we'd be good right now. Right now, Bill Elliott leading the IROC race. Jeff Gordon up one spot since the start. Castroneva is getting by Bobby Labonte for P2. We'll see if Castroneves can move through the field and get up to Bill Elliott. I would imagine Castroneves, Tony Kanaan, those guys might have a bit of an advantage over the Cup guys. Gordon moving up through the field, though. He's going to get by Busch and Labonte on this lap. So move Jeff Gordon up to P3, perhaps? Their leaderboard's not updating live. They just do it lap after lap. So I'm not sure what the running order is yet. But Bobby Labonte sinking like a rock through the field, like I rock. I think Gordon's fourth. Not bad. Gordon's lap was, or he was faster. Not bad. Hey, a 116 in traffic. Let's go, Jeff. Jeff knows these IROC cars. I think he could have won that first IROC race that he lost to Kurt Busch, but they threw the caution flag before they could run that final lap. And so Kurt won the race under yellow. They had been swapping the lead all race. It's like Gordon would lead 2 laps, Kurt would take it back. He would lead 2 laps, Gordon would take it back. You know, so you never want to see a race end under yellow. You know, people like to make fun of NASCAR sometimes at the overtime restarts. I understand why. Especially if you drive 4, 5, 6 hours, however long, to a NASCAR race, you don't want to see it end under yellow. You just feel kind of robbed, especially if you're a guy who was running down the leader. It's like, I don't know. Kurt Busch going to make the pass on Tony Kanaan here, it looks like. Busch has been so good. He's won 2 of these IROC races this year. So now Kurt Busch. Let's see if he can close in to Jeff Gordon. That last lap, Busch was a little faster than Gordon, but less than a 100th of a second between the two. Gordon's closed into the rear end of Castroneves, so he's going to have to make a pass. Bill Elliott's kind of holding up the field at this point, so I don't know how fast Castroneves actually is. But that purple car of Kurt Busch is looming. The rest of the field knows he's kind of the guy to beat. All right. Did Stuart Friesen just gamble on no tires? Stuart Friesen up 9 spots. A lot of guys gambling on pit road. A lot of guys. So Lane Riggs in the best position here. He's going to come off pit road 3rd. 2 guys on old tires out ahead of him and a 3 truck gap behind him back to Gio Ruggiero. So Lane Riggs is in a really good position going into stage 3 as for our truck race. Kurt Busch all over the back of Jeff Gordon. Kurt Busch might win this race. Not a good exit to that corner there. Gordon's going to dive it in here to the inside. So Jeff Gordon to the lead. But if we have a right-hander here, he may not hold it. Let's see. Gordon's going to cede the position there. It's a really tight corner. You can't go side by side through this part of the track. So Gordon back to second place. He probably could have forced the issue there. But Gordon, Mr. Manners, probably wearing a sweater vest on underneath his fire suit. Rick Hendrick has him trained well, really well. So Castroneva is still leading. Kurt Busch, still really fast. Kurt Busch's chances might rest on getting by Gordon this lap, or if Gordon can make the pass on Castroneves. Through the wider portions of the track, Gordon was definitely faster than Castroneves, but he ceded that position, even though he had the inside. I didn't really like that call to give up the position. I mean, you have the preferred lane. All right, so Jeff Gordon to the lead. Castroneves is going to briefly look to the inside before he tucks back in line right in front of Kurt Busch. But Kurt Busch already pressuring all over the back of Castroneves. This race is going to come down to Jeff Gordon and Kurt Busch once again. This commercial's stupid. This guy says he has 3 DoorDash accounts. Yeah, no, you don't. No, you don't. No one's that stupid. Honestly, best thing Jeff could do is if he could just manage this lead and not make a big gap in front of him, it would make it really tough for Kurt Busch to get around Castroneves. To keep him stacked up. The alternative is to try to run away from Castroneves before Busch gets by him. But we have a car in the tire barrier. Not much damage there. We're going to continue, it looks like. Castroneves all over the back of Gordon. Didn't really seem like he had much pace, and then Gordon gets to the lead. Castroneves suddenly has a rapid to chase. He's turned it up, but Castroneves did not get a good exit to this corner. Kurt gonna keep applying the pressure all over the tail end of Helio Castroneves. Three laps to go in the IROC Race 1 from our nation's capital. And we are about to go back green for the third and final stage in our truck race. A lot of threes right now. All right, and then in front of the, I believe, National Archives. All right, green flag is out, and Stuart Friesen is in the lead. He's going to hold the lead here, but how long is he going to hold off this hard-charging truck of Lane Riggs? Lane playing this strategy perfectly. His pit crew did a great job of getting him out ahead of a lot of these guys. Jeff Gordon just holding on to the lead. Helio all over the back end of Jeff Gordon. And Kurt Busch going to look to the inside. So Kurt Busch looking to make the pass on Castroneves. Still plenty of time to close into Jeff here. So Kurt Busch in position to steal this win away from Jeff Gordon. Does Castroneves have anything left to say in this fight? I don't know. All right, Lane Riggs back out front in our truck race. And caution is out. Guess who it is? Guess who it is? John Hunter Nemechek. And Timmy Hill, doesn't look like Timmy Hill got a ton of damage there. Let's take a look at the right side of this truck. Chris Wright looks like he got some damage as well. So a multi-car incident here at the beginning of stage 3. Tony Kanaan overshooting the corner here. He's going to fall back. So Labonte, by virtue of 2 guys overdriving their cars, going to move back up to 6th. And Rusty Wallace up to 5th. Started dead last. Jeff Gordon in the lead, taking the white flag. Kurt's going to have a couple really good shots on this last lap to make the pass. There are a couple parts of the track where it goes really wide, and it's a great place to make a move to the inside. But right now, it's still a few car lengths between Kurt and Jeff Gordon, with Kurt getting a great launch off of that corner. And Helio's going to look to the inside of Kurt Busch. This didn't really hold Kurt up that much. But that may have done just enough for Jeff Gordon to hold on and get this win. Kurt going to drive it in really deep. Good corner here through this very narrow part of the track. If he can get a good launch down this straightaway, he's going to have a shot here to look to the inside. No, Jeff Gordon takes it. Jeff Gordon takes our inaugural IROC race from our nation's capital. Tony Kanaan around once again. Congratulations, Jeff Gordon. Greatest driver of all time. Greatest driver. So we're going to pull that stream down from Discord, and we'll maybe throw it back up once the next race starts. Congratulations to Jeff Gordon. Really lucky that we got a caution in the truck race so I could just focus on Jeff taking this win. So Jeff Gordon from the back of the pack, from 7th, last row, all the way to the lead. How's points looking? It wasn't close last time I looked. It should just be between Ankrum and Friesen. And it's 20 points between Ankrum and Friesen. I don't think that's moved since the start of the race. So unless Stuart Friesen somehow finishes 20 spots ahead of Ankrum, then Ankrum should be pretty safe. So our podium, Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, and Helio Castroneves. So that's, I believe, 3 podiums in a row for Kurt Busch. A win, and now 2nd place. Kurt Busch is going to be in a great place, though, for the next race. I think it may come down to Castroneves and Kurt. Gordon's going to have to try to follow those 3 all the way back to the front, then get by them. And that's just a lot to ask in only 10 laps. That was awesome. All right. Still making some caution laps here in our truck race. Waiting to go back green. Friesen's taking the gamble here. We'll see if they can stay up front and maybe somehow squeak their way into the chase. I think this is going to come down to how poorly Ankrum finishes, too. Ankrum struggling. 30th. I guess he came back down pit road. Last car in the lead lap right now, according to our leaderboard. So if Stewart could somehow, it's a big ask, but if he could somehow stay in the top 10 and Ankrum somehow stayed back here in 30th, there's an outside chance Stewart gets in, but it's a big if. So they're interviewing Jeff here. All right, the field's going to be inverted here, so I'm wondering if Rusty has anything for him. He moved up 3 spots there, moved up from 8th to 5th. Maybe Bill a little more comfortable with the car in the next race. Maybe he can run up to the lead. All right, still waiting on the truck race to go back green. Ankrum on fresh tires. More adjustments to that truck. Have they done enough to get this team back out? Ooh, working on that truck. Team member through the passenger window. Hood up. So Ankrum with some trouble here. See if that truck can make it to the finish of the race. So interviewing Kurt Busch here. All right. Pace car on pit road. All right, Riggs with a good start. Stuart Friesen going to do just enough to stay in second right here. Tanner Gray extremely loose there on that restart. Thankfully, he saved it. Didn't take out Stuart Friesen, but that was close. Gio Rogero already pressuring, though, for third place. All right, 3 wide further back. One thing we have to keep an eye on is Ankrum. Ankrum's still 30th. You know, he can't fall back. There's, you know, just lap cars behind him. But how far can he move up through the field, and can Stuart Friesen somehow stay in the top 10? As they run, Stuart Friesen 9 points to the oh, but Christopher Bell's going to get spun into the outside wall. This is going to stack the field up one more time. Can Friesen do the impossible another time and stay up there in second place? Friesen can't fall past 10th place, or Ankrum and Friesen would tie, and I think Ankrum might get the tiebreaker there. Interviewing Bobby Labonte here over on the IROC race. All right, so back under caution in our truck race. Bell around. A lot of people had Bell marked as the favorite to win today's race, especially after last week. He was supposed to race in the truck race. Truck race got rained out. Moved the next day. Bell said, okay, I'm not going to do it. SVG did. Maybe SVG's tougher than Bell. But anyway, Bell moved back his truck start 1 week to New Hampshire, one of his better tracks. A lot of people just assumed Bell was going to win the race, or at least run really well. And he did pass a lot of guys in stage 1, and he stayed up there in the top 5 through stage 2, but, you know, never really looked like he was quite on par with the leaders. And, you know, here on stage 3, just sent into the outside wall. So here we are stacking it up one more time, and that's going to directly benefit Ankrum, because, you know, he's going to gain that 1 spot. Now, honestly, Bell probably not having a lot of damage on that truck. Bell's probably going to pass Ankrum immediately. But anyway, we're stacking up the field another time, and this gives the field another shot to move Stuart Friesen up the track, you know, get around him, whatever. If you can hold track position on old tires, you're in a decent place. But if you get put side by side and you're having to make that truck work, if you're having to get back into the throttle really hard, you're asking a lot of a truck on older tires, and Friesen isn't a second place truck. He hasn't at any point in this race been really a top 10 truck. So, I mean, he is just scrambling to stay up there and try to hold that position. And the best thing that could happen to Stewart is somehow he holds this second place, Riggs runs off, and he just tries to hold track position, limit how many spots he loses. And unless he has a historic fall off like Caden Honeycutt did at the start of this race, which, by the way, back up to 12th. Maybe it's going to be really close on that cut line. And this is another shot for Ankrum to move up. If Ankrum can move up just 5 spots, that really puts the pressure on Stuart Friesen to stay where he is. I don't think he's going to stay exactly where he is. So if Ankrum can somehow just gain a few positions, then it pretty much guarantees, or at least puts him in a really advantageous position to gain that final chase spot. That's what all of this is about. It's about a 20-point gap between Friesen and Ankrum before the race. And as they run, Friesen has probably an 8-point gap right now. Yeah, Bell just not able to get up there. Chandler Smith a little high up the track. Good-looking 62 truck today. But a little high up the track. Gets into the 62. Not a lot of damage on that 62, though. And there's, 42 laps left in the race. Probably restart with just under 40. Bell will probably be able to, right around 40. Bell will probably be able to run through the field here. I can still see a top 15 being possible. And there's still time for a John Hunter Nemechek to wreck again, so I'm kind of looking for that too. So IROC race 1 is over. Hopefully we run green to the end, because I would love to just focus on the IROC race after this. All right, Friesen back to third. Six points separate Friesen and Ankrum. So Ankrum actually gaining a spot on the restart, able to get by Colin Brown. And Bell not able to get by Ankrum yet. Ankrum is in the middle of it, right in the danger zone, running next to John Hunter Nemechek. Oh my goodness, Connor Hall sliding all over the track. I think that Ford truck's about to slide back. So that's going to gift another spot to Ankrum here. '29th right now. Running 29th. If Colin can get by him, then that would give a little more room to Friesen. Tristan McKee not able to get by Friesen yet here at the front of the pack. Just about 2 to 3 tenths between those guys. Thank you guys for liking the stream today. Friesen's trying to hold on here. Still 3 tenths advantage over Tristan McKee. Yeah, around 3 tenths to 2 tenths. It's rubber banding a bit. If he could somehow hold third place for 10 more laps, it'd put him in a really good spot. Let's check on Ankrum. Bell's already back up to 19th, by the way. Ankrum back to 30th. So Ankrum, last car on the lead lap. If we stay green, Ankrum probably going to get lapped before the end of this. If Friesen can somehow stay up there. Tristan McKee looking to the inside of Stuart Friesen. That's an ever important spot. 77 did not get a good exit there. So Friesen back to third. McKee had position there for just a moment. That's going to bring Zillage back into the conversation. 2 of the Spire guys running nose to tail. Depending on how Jake moves through the field, Jake Garcia might have a better shot at pointing his way in. Ankrum looks like he's having a horrible time right now. All right, Chandler Smith trying to get past Zillage here. And Honeycutt's back in the conversation. Honeycutt, once upon a time, went down a lap, got lucky getting his lap back when he did. If we had run green in stage 2, he probably would have went down another lap. Or at the very least, you know, not gotten the lucky dog when he did. So good comeback there by Caden Honeycutt in that 11 team. You always like the streams because you watch because you're not a terrorist. It's a very nice way to think about it. Yeah, I mean, if I'm taking the time to tune into someone's stream, if I actually sit there and watch it, then I actually like it as well. Doesn't cost me anything to like a stream. Stuart Friesen still third. Tristan McKee made one really good attempt there to try to get it by Friesen and just got loose on corner exit. Had to back out of it. And Friesen went back to third place and has held it so far. I said if he could hold it for 10 laps, he'd be in a really good position. Well, that was 6 laps ago. There are a few people that do that. So what happens? It's a cycle people get in. Is they begin with the drinking during streams, and it kind of loosens them up, and they have a good time, at least on occasion. And so they feel like they have to do that. And maybe, you know, some streams they become known for drinking, and so they, okay, you know, they may not say it aloud in the stream, but for every donation, for every sub, they drink a little more or whatever. And then they just become an alcohol streamer. And bad cycle to get in. Good to see you, Intake Media Company. Stuart Friesen still holding on to third. Impressive. Just tuning in, what place is Ricky Rudd in? He is not in the lead. He was a strong race today, Ricky Rudd. But they started having a ballast issue. Turns out the weight of his massive nuts just weighed the car down too much. We did have an IROC race earlier. And race 2 will be starting in 20 minutes. So as long as we run green, this race should be over by then. And then we'll stream that race 2 over on the Discord as well. They are going to rebroadcast these IROC races tomorrow on Fox Sports 1 before the IndyCar race. So if you have a normal cable package, you can go ahead and set that to record and watch it back. Yeah. It may have been you, but somebody told me that story about the person nodding off. Now, I had a different streamer in my mind, specifically talking about the drinking and donations. Guy did it so long. People would donate like $500 if he would drink and stuff. A lot of money he would make doing this. They had to cut his foot off. He got diabetes because he drinks so much. All right, Friesen back to fourth. Chandler Smith working his way up. Ankrum only has a 4-point advantage over Ankrum and Garcia. Garcia, yeah, I think Garcia is going to point his way into this thing. If he can just pass a couple more cars, I think Friesen's going to lose a couple spots here. McKee has just been hounding Friesen this whole run. Three points separate Friesen and Ankrum, apparently. What is going on back here? So Ankrum's moved up some spots. Brendan Queen, Mini Tyrell, John Nemechek have all fallen half a second off the pace. So that's tightened up the gap. Follows in Friesen's court. It's only 2/10 between Friesen and McKee. 2 to 3/10. Oh, yep. That's exactly who I'm talking about, Rusty. They are doing a modified race later. I don't think we'll be live for that one. But if you're interested in watching the modified race, there will be one later. I'm not sure if they're going to show it on YouTube or maybe on the NASCAR channel. I have to look into that. But it should be a good one. The modifieds usually put on a really good race wherever they go. All right. Only 3 points separate Friesen and Garcia. Garcia moving up pretty well. Tin Truck just fell off a cliff. That may gift Ankrum another spot here. Uh-oh. Friesen's in a really tough spot here. McKee is hounding him. Probably just a car length or two separates Friesen and McKee. He loses this spot here. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, LaJoy just dropped a few seconds in just a couple laps. Stewart has 2 trucks right behind him. Oh, really loose into the corner. Tristan McKee's there. He really slid the rears. Tristan McKee is there. Stewart's going to lose a couple spots here probably. He's going to try to throttle it up and get back to the outside of the 77. He is going to stay alongside of him. That was the corner of his life. Only 2 points separate Ankrum and Friesen. Ankrum also with the drive of his life. Looked like he was stuck back here in 30th, and turns out there are guys that suck more than that car right now, the 18. It's about to be 2 points between Friesen, Ankrum, and Garcia. Friesen can't lose these 2 spots, but also Ankrum and Garcia, they both can't pass anybody else. Mr. Stewart Friesen, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? 12 laps to go in today's race. And Caden Honeycutt is all over the rear bumper of Stewart Friesen. If he loses both of these spots, both of these guys behind him, Honeycutt and Tristan McKee, that would tie Ankrum and Garcia. to the cut line. So we'd have a 3-way tie for 10th place. I don't know who gets the tiebreaker there, but I have to imagine it's not Friesen. Honeycutt to the inside of Friesen. Friesen with a really good corner there. He's running that second groove, so unless he gets shoved up the track, it's going to be kind of difficult to make the pass as long as Stuart Friesen hits his marks, but he's on older tires, the older left sides. His truck just hasn't been as good all day compared to these guys he's racing around, and yet Stuart Friesen running the race of his life right here, doing everything he can just to stay ahead of this 11 truck. And they've somewhat gapped McKee, so even if Honeycutt gets by him, it's not necessarily over. All right, Honeycutt back to the inside of Stuart Friesen. Little side draft. Honeycutt to the inside, going to dive it in really deep to 3. Only 1 point separates Friesen and Ankrum. Friesen cannot lose a single spot here. And Honeycutt's all over the back of Friesen. This is the spot. If Honeycutt gets by, I think Ankrum moves into the chase. It always somehow comes down to just 1 point. So Ankrum does have the tiebreaker, according to Fox. But Friesen has the tiebreaker apparently over Ankrum. Okay. So if Garcia stays where he is, and Friesen stays where he is, Friesen and Ankrum would be tied in points. Friesen would get the tiebreaker. Friesen has to hold on for 7 laps and pray the 18 doesn't advance. Ankrum is running down these trucks ahead of him. He's been faster than those guys. He is faster. Stuart Friesen gonna have to pull this off. They're running up on lap traffic, so he's going to have to get around lap traffic and hold on to this spot over the 77, who had been hounding him until... Caution is out! That's going to gain Ankrum a spot, I believe. It's over. Unless Stuart Friesen can advance his position on the restart, Tyler Ankrum, I believe, is going to advance into the chase. IROC Dirt Modified would be sick. That would be something. The second IROC race is about to begin. I was hoping we would run green to the end. If we could have, that would have been a nail-biter final 5 laps, but Gavin Bochelle wrecking there kind of ruined it for us. I think Ankrum may have a point advantage over Friesen here. They're saying it's a 3-way tie right now, but how far back was the 1 truck? Hey, just lost it. 1 truck just lost it. That was a massive hit. A lot of debris out from under that truck. This is going to be a few lap cleanup. We're going to restart probably in NASCAR overtime. Green, white, checkered. What can Stuart Friesen do to somehow advance 1 position? Old tires. And can Ankrum or Garcia advance one spot? Oh, yeah. I mean, you have 3 guys allegedly tied right now for that last spot. All Garcia has to do is gain a spot and hope the other 2 don't. All Ankrum has to do is gain 1 spot and hope the other 2... I mean, and Friesen just has to hold it where he is, but... You know, it was easier to hold when he was running the high side and was forcing guys in newer tires to make passes to the inside. Now they're going to be restarting side by side. Ankrum going to stay out here. I think Ankrum just got his way in. I heard that Zin's, they came out with an ultra variant, which is 9 milligrams, which is kind of funny because a lot of other brands go 12 to 16. But allegedly, like, not only are they more powerful, they also have, like, fewer harmful ingredients. I believe that's what the marketing term said. So allegedly, they're less bad for you than the normal ones. I'm trying to see the end of this race. Let's get this thing moving. Going to commercial one more time. Let me open up the Fox One application again. I'm trying to see this IROC race. Oh, they haven't opened the stream up yet. Oh, you have an import. Interesting. Here we go. IROC Race 2. So they have Clint Boyer on the call here. Jamie Little's also at the track for the DC race. So that's why the booth is the way it is today. I thought Regan Smith was a good addition to today's booth for the truck race. And so let me go ahead and share that out from the Discord. And here we go. I think Ankrum probably just got into the chase by virtue of staying out. He gained a lot of spots, I would think, from not pitting. Garcia staying out there. He might have gained there. Maybe. My back is killing me. I need Lionel to make a diecast of this Jeff Gordon IROC car so I can buy the diecast. Dude, Friesen's crew chief has some crazy prescription glasses. He has some Oakleys. So I don't know if Ancrum's restarting with guys with fresh tires right behind him. If he is, he's going to be defending, but he may have a few point advantage here by default. So as long as he can hold for 2 laps, I think Ancrum gets in. Jake Garcia has the 72 ahead. The 72's had a decent truck all day, but maybe not a top 10 truck. So maybe Garcia could pick one off here. And somehow, I mean, just to stave off these guys, can Friesen somehow get by one of these top 4 trucks? I don't know. Eddie DeHunt on the box for Tyler Ancrum. Not on the box, on the call, I guess. Spotting for him. Long-time veteran of the sport. All right, race 2 about to kick off for the IROC guys. The 11 and the 47, the 2 guys that crashed or wrecked in race 1, starting up front. Are they going to possibly stack up the field? Jeff Gordon, race winner, having to start from dead last, but he won from the last row in the previous race. Can he do it again? I don't know. He's going to have to get by 2 really stout drivers, Kurt Busch and Helio Castroneves, which he did last race as well. But can he go back-to-back? Can Kurt Busch get back up there? Or has Tony Kanaan maybe learned enough after spinning twice in race 1 to get up there and win? Tony Kanaan so far leading race 2. But Bobby Labonte making a move for second place here. And Helio's going to somewhat follow up through. Helio is in a great spot right now. But Jeff Gordon's right on the heels of Helio. Jeff Gordon might win this race too. It's going to be close. Probably going to come down between Helio, Jeff, and Kurt Busch again. Short race, only 10 laps. Zach says Lane Riggs will win. He guarantees it. I wouldn't doubt it. I think really everybody right now is focused on who's going to win or not win, who's going to get into the chase. Friesen's held his position. If Friesen... Gio Ruggiero around in front of the field! Ancrum just avoiding the incident. But that's going to gift more positions. That's going to gift more positions to Ancrum and maybe even Garcia. Oh my goodness. So right now, Tony Kanaan with the lead, Bobby Labonte second, Castroneves third, and Gordon fourth. Gordon has already moved up from dead last to fourth place. Kurt Busch a little slower getting through the field this time. But he has Castroneves in his sights now, so it seems like... I think that's Kendall. So Kurt's probably in 6th right now. Right now, Labonte kind of holding up Gordon and Castroneves. It's letting Kanaan get a multi-second advantage. All right, so under caution again in the truck race. I'm still monitoring the IROC race. Castroneves in traffic ran a faster lap than Kanaan. So Castroneves, it's time for him to try to run down Tony Kanaan. He's already there. Gordon looking to the inside of Labonte here. So move Jeff Gordon up to third. Dead last to third in 2 laps. And Castroneves probably going to go for the lead here. He's got to try to boot, scoot, and boogie by Tony Kanaan and run away from Jeff Gordon, because we know Jeff Gordon, he won race 1 and he's coming for race 2. And who else? Kurt Busch trying to follow these guys back through the field. Kurt still has to get by Bobby Labonte, but he'll probably clear him within the next lap. And on that last lap, Kanaan was almost a second and a half slower than Castroneves, who's in second. And Kurt Busch ran the fastest lap that last time by. So Kurt really pressuring Bobby Labonte here, trying to move into 4th place. Really patient there. The top 3 are all under a blanket. Who's going to make the move first? Is Castroneves going to make the move on Tony, or will Jeff Gordon make the move on Castroneves? We know Castroneves right now is driving, looking out the mirror. He's going wall-eyed right now. Jeff Gordon diving into the inside. So Jeff Gordon to 2nd place. So Jeff on the hot seat can have all the fast guys behind him, but he's right where you want to be. Tony Kanaan in that windshield. 1 more car to pass. Jeff Gordon from last place to 2nd place. Only took him 3 laps to do it. Jeff Gordon showing why he was so great at road courses through the first part of his career. Looking to the inside here. He's not going to make the pass, but they're going to stack up for 2nd place there. I think they made a little contact. Jeff showed his nose. Tony went down and shut the door. So that's going to keep Tony in the lead probably for another half lap. And that's just bringing Kurt Busch closer and closer into this conversation. Last time by, Jeff Gordon was a half second faster than Tony Kanaan. That was the fastest lap on track. Jeff Gordon looking to the inside. Jeff Gordon to the lead. Just after taking lap 5, Jeff Gordon all the way from the back of the pack to the lead. Wonder Boy getting it done so far. Let me switch my hats out. Racing in our nation's capital, Jeff Gordon with about a 4-car advantage. Castroneves has not been able to clear Tony Kanaan yet. This is holding up Castroneves and Kurt Busch, allowing Jeff Gordon a little more time, a little more room. We still have half the race remaining. We're only on lap 6. Just took lap 6. So Castroneva is finally able to get by Tony Kanaan. Can Castroneva now run down Jeff Gordon? Kurt Busch able to get by Tony Kanaan. Does Kurt Busch have anything to say here? With half the race remaining, can Jeff Gordon hold the lead all the way to the finish? He has about a 10-car length advantage over Castroneves right now. So he at least has a couple laps to play with. Wonder Man. Castroneva is digging really hard here. Closed in quite a ways here. Jeff is not very quick through these low-speed portions. I've noticed he gave up time in the first race through the really narrow parts of the track, and he's giving up time here. Pretty equal distance between first and second and third. So if Castroneva is around. So now can Kurt Busch close in and get to Gordon? Castroneves through corner exit just lost it. Came around on him. Kept it off the wall, but Castroneves is out of the running here. It's between Busch and Gordon. Probably about 20 car lengths between the two. Oh my goodness, Castroneves around. And that held up Kurt, just a couple tenths there. By the end of the race, that could really mean everything. Gordon has track position. He ran a second faster than anyone else that last lap by. Castroneves still hasn't gotten it turned around. That car may have stalled out on track. We may end this race under safety car. The fans are on their feet. Phones are in the air. People are high-fiving. What a great event we have in our nation's capital. And we're about to go back green in our truck race, waiting for guys to get back to the choose cone there. Both of these races probably going to wrap up about the same time. Good to see you, Kyle Busch, doggy. Just watching the IROC race, waiting on the truck race to go back green. So Labonte holding on to third here. Who would have guessed Bobby Labonte on the podium, maybe? Rusty Wallace is running about 10 seconds off the pace in this race. Went from 8th to 5th in the first race. Probably cooked his tires there a bit too much. Stuart Friesen going to restart. Looks like inside row 2. Not going to be able to roll the high side. But maybe he can run Honeycutt up the track. Jake Garcia restarting right behind Majeski. Just 2 rows behind Friesen. I wish they would show the points battle. If this was a cup race, it would be, but... All right, Tony Kanaan going for the pass on Labonte. So move Kanaan back to the podium. Restarted in the lead, and now... Or restarted in the front row, and now he has worked his way back into a podium position. 2 laps to go in the IROC race, and 2 laps to go in this race. 3 and 4 wide on the restart. All right, Friesen didn't lose any spots there, but Zilich is right behind him. Friesen's about to lose a spot. Ankrum staying out there under that caution 2 cautions ago. That won him or got him the position. It is closing in, though. 6 points separates Friesen and Ankrum. Ankrum just has to hold on another half lap. Ankrum's crew chief just got him into the chase. Friesen did everything he could. Drove the wheels off of it, race of his life, and it was not enough. Lane Riggs, though, taking the win in today's truck race. Congratulations to Lane Riggs. Great comeback today as well for Caden Honeycutt. What a race. Going down a lap, coming all the way back to finish third. And Tyler Ankrum, after looking like he may not even finish the race, looked like he might finish 30th, came back to win his way into the chase. And this IROC race on the final lap, final corner, Jeff Gordon will take race 2 over Kurt Busch. So Jeff Gordon going back-to-back today. So Jeff Gordon winning both IROC races from our nation's capital today. Congratulations, Jeff Gordon, wearing the HendrickCars.com colors. Jeff Gordon, he may not race a car often. It's been 10 years since he was last in a car, but here he is getting it done. Second place in his first IROC start, and now first in his second and third IROC starts. Since they brought it back. Let me see Jake Garcia win. Negative. That is Lane Riggs' win. And if you're watching the IROC race, that is Jeff Gordon's win. Jeff went all the way from last place to the lead in 5 laps, and then held on for 5 more laps to win the race. Congratulations. Did Labonte get by Kanan there at the end? No. Looks like Kanan got third. Jeff Gordon takes the win. That is so cool. Hey, this is a big moment for me, seeing Jeff Gordon win not just one race today, but 2 races, proving out of all of these legends, all of these older gentlemen, Jeff Gordon can still get it done. Which Kurt Busch, I mean, he could still be racing Cup, without the injuries. So not necessarily past, way past his prime. But, I mean, guys like Kanan, guys like Castro Neves, I mean, they raced left and right their whole career. And, Gordon was still able to out-muscle them. Great burnout. Can we get a die-cast of this IROC car? Please, Lionel. Please. Man, I wish I could have been there for that. All right, fun race today for our truck series. Man, Jake Garcia did about everything he could there. Friesen, what a whale of a race on old tires, able to hang on to 4th, outrun guys like Connor Zilic, outran Tristan McKee, who had fresh tires for 50 laps. And because of how it played out with the cautions and the pit strategy, staying out, Ankrum able to do just enough to point his way in. So that's another Chevy in the chase, I guess. But I really like Friesen. I was hoping he could scrape by there. If you think about it, I mean, Bell, his caution, Bell going around, maybe cost Friesen a chance at racing in the chase. But anyway, a lot of fun races today. Thank you, Rusty. If you did get a chance to see the IROC race, I'm sure they'll be posting highlights to social media, but it will also air tomorrow on Fox Sports 1 at like 8, 9 in the morning. So look for it. DVR it, record it. And we have the Cup race tomorrow. We have a modified race tonight. And we also have the IndyCar race tomorrow. So a lot of racing to come this weekend. We're probably going to go live here in just a little bit with another game. I'm just going to rest my throat for a second. I'm not the throat goat like I used to be. But might do flat out. Maybe. I could do New Hampshire on NASCAR 25. From what I hear, it sucks. But might do that. But yeah, I kind of want to do flat out too. Just to do a racing game. But I need to play Doom at some point. It's Slayer Saturday. So I'm not sure what to do there. But anyway, we'll try to go live at some point. That'll do it for us, guys. And if for whatever reason we don't go live the rest of today, we will be live tomorrow for the Cup race and for the post-race show. So I hope to see you guys then. Thank you, Rusty, Kyle Bushy Doggy, Zach, Jackie, Intake Media Company, Justin, Darkside, Warren, Jason was in here, Hamlin fan, Double A, Jordan was in here as well. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you guys.